Listen, what an honor and a privilege it is to be in this place tonight at this time. We are not taking into consideration that it's later than we think. It's almost midnight. Jesus Christ is soon to return. And I must admit, he's going to catch some of us with our works undone. He's going to catch us unprepared. I mean, after all that we've done, for in such an hour that you think not, the Son of Man coming. As I look at you all tonight, we take too much for granted. And we got a lot to lose. You know, we've just seen history take place in California with the number of acreage that was burned, the houses that was burned, all of this destruction because somebody got careless. Now let me ask you something. How long do you think it's going to take for that to grow back? Man, it took months to do all of that damage. But it took years for it to get to that point. People didn't move up there because it was looked like someday what it was going to be. They went there and they saw. They saw the beauty of the trees that covered the mountains. And they desired to have a habitation there. But if they had gone there and the land was barren, they wouldn't even thought to have a house built there. We'll never, and I don't know how many lifetimes there, if God would permit, to see it grow back. All of that time that it took for it to get to that point. But all it took is just one few people's getting careless. And destruction came. And I didn't get where I'm at today overnight. Somebody said, man, I want to preach like Bishop. I want to be able to quote these scriptures like Bishop. Man, this is not instant. Man, this is labor. This is work. It's time invested into this thing. But all it takes, one careless act, and it's all gone. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, in about 15 cents. But we better pay close attention. God stirred me tonight, and in the process of that stir, it's injected fear. Because many of us are careless. Many of us are careless. Some are not here tonight because they got a legitimate reason. Some are not here tonight because they're careless. Because they are not taken into consideration. The devil going to make everything convenient for you. But you know, Paul says something so profound. He said, this one thing I do, forgetting those things that are behind, and I press. It's not about convenience. It's about sacrifice. Man, I'm not looking for an opportunity not to be in the house of God. I'm looking for an opportunity to be there. Because every time the enemy keep you away from the house of God, he's weakening you. I know we don't see that. We don't see that. But I'm gonna teach tonight. I'm gonna teach tonight. You can be seated. Let's begin tonight in 1 Peter chapter 5. And maybe we'll just look at start at verse 5. Well, we'll start at verse 4. He said, and when the chief shepherd shall appear, ye shall receive a crown of glory that faded not away. But I'm talking to the elders which are among you, and I exhort you, who am also an elder and a witness of the suffering of Christ, and also a partaker of the glory that shall be revealed in us. Now, I want you to feed the flock of God, which is among you, taking the oversight, therefore not by constraint, but willingly. Not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind, a willing mind. He said, neither be lords over God's heritage, but be an example to the flock. So that when the chief shepherd shall appear. I like that. See, we missed that. Paul laid out conditions. So that you do all of this. So that when the chief shepherd shall appear, that you might receive a crown of glory. We're not talking about something that's temporal, but we're talking about that which is eternal. It faded not away. Man, that make you know, if those are the conditions, that I might receive a crown of glory. That, man, it's forever. It's eternal. If this is what you want me to do, God, I'm going to do it. I cannot afford to miss out. When the chief shepherd shall appear. In other words, he's coming back. And we better make sure from a pastoral or ministerial position that we're doing our part. He didn't say that he might appear. He said when he shall. He said that it's going to happen. In other words, he said you can write this down. This is a fact. He's coming back. And not only that, he's coming back with a reward. When the chief shepherd shall appear, ye shall receive a crown that faded not away. Then he turned around. So likewise, you younger, submit yourself unto the elders. Yea, all of you, be subject one to another. Be clothed. Put it on as a garment, humility. And the reason I'm telling you to put humility on as a garment, because God resisted the proud and giveth grace unto the humble. Humble yourself, therefore, under the mighty hand of God. For what reason? That he may exalt you in due time. In due time. Don't worry about it. Don't you try to make nothing happen. You just do your part. Walk humbly before. Now watch this. You submit yourself to the elders. And not only that, then you submit yourself, you walk humbly before one another. And then God will exalt you. You don't walk around stiff-necked. You don't walk around because I got a degree, but that don't mean nothing. It doesn't mean a thing because you went to a school of theology, a school of divinity. That don't mean God exalts you. It only means that you had the wherewithal. You grasp what was being taught in the institution, and they gave you a degree. But that didn't mean God exalted you. I remember reading an article that this church was looking for a pastor. And so now, you know, they going through the process. They have different ones coming in, and they preaching, and then the board would decide on which one they would like to have for the pastor. And so finally, they chose a young man. And so now the young man went to an older pastor, and he said, you know, I went to this church, and they were looking for a pastor, and you know, all of us, out of several candidates, they chose me. He said, you know, this is a Bible-believing church, and these people believe God. They believe the word. And the older man asked and said, well, what's the problem? I don't believe all of the Bible. Yeah, but you got A's in the school of theology and divinity, and you don't even believe the Bible. This is why we can't take nothing for granted. There was another young pastor. He supposed to have a preacher that was coming in, but the preacher didn't make it. So he called this older, retired pastor. He had him to come in, and he would preach. Man, he preached the soundness of this word. The young preacher got mad. Because he said, I done went to school of theology. Man, he said, and they taught me philosophy. They taught me ideology. They taught me mysticism. They didn't teach me the word. They didn't teach him the word. You see, when that man, the old preacher would preach it, it would cut. And so you can see the importance of following protocol. Elders, you got a job to do. feed the flock of God. We don't give them what we feel. We don't give them what we think. We give them the unadulterated gospel of Jesus Christ. Then you turn around and say, you younger, submit yourself. You got to learn how to respect leadership. And walk humbly, not only among leadership, but among the people. And then when God sees something, God will exalt you. In due season, not when you feel like I'm ready. Somebody read that scripture, because my Bible might be reading different. Well, it's in due season. It's in God's time. It ain't about what somebody else say. It ain't about what somebody else feel or think. It's when God say so. And so you don't get the big head. You don't let nobody, build you up and tell you this, that, and other. Now, God, you're waiting on God. You're waiting on God. Because when man can lift you up, but man can also bring you down. But when God exalts you, you don't have to worry about somebody bringing you down. Come on and talk back to me. That means I got it like the Bible said, and what I got is for real. And I don't care what nobody feel. I don't care what nobody think. I know this is the Lord's doing. And it's marvelous in our eyes. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Let me get on down here. He come to verse 7 and say, casting all of your cares upon him, for he cares for you. Man, that's a powerful saying. Man, this is why we struggle in our walk with God, because we don't want to cast our cares upon him. We got the issue. Anybody got issues? Anybody dealing with anything? Come on and talk back to me. But now, these are not things that when we try to fix it, we make a mess out of it. But God said, listen, cast all your cares upon me. So I don't want you to worry about this. I don't want you worried about that. I don't want you trying to fix it. The songwriter said, why are you trying to figure it out? He had already worked it out. But see, when I don't care how God work it out, when we interfere with it, we mess it up. Come on here and talk back to me. When God then got this thing all planned out, but it's not being done like we want it done. We already got our plan, but God said, I already fixed this thing. I done already worked it out. But see, we don't have, this one of our greatest problem is patience. I waited patiently on the Lord. He ain't got patience. That's one of the greatest things that we struggle with. We don't want to wait on God. We wanted last week. I don't want to have to wait on it. I want it right now. But see, then the thing about it, you're not in God's time. See, when it's in your time, when you're trying to do it, you're going to make shipwreck. You're going to make shipwreck. You're trying to figure out something because in my mind, I already got it worked out. But is it in God's time? Is it in God's time? Come on here and talk back to me. One thing I want to do, I want to make sure that I'm in the will of the Lord. Let me move on. Cast all of your cares upon him, Jesus Christ. For or because he cares for you. He's concerned about you. Then he come back and say, be sober. And not only be sober-minded. You see, you can't be sober unless your mind is on the Lord. Because see, anytime flesh interject into it, you're no longer sober. You're not exhibiting the mind of Christ. You're doing it, like Frank Sinatra said, I did it my way. Yeah? That's why you're having all that hell, because you did it your way. The blessing of the Lord make it rich, and added no sorrow with it. See, and God He ain't bringing sorrow. You do it. But see, all God want to do when you're in my time. When you're in my time, you ain't gonna have all these problems. When you're in God's time. Because see, I want y'all to highlight that. What does it say? Read that little part. What did it say? Somebody exalting?
Humble yourself, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time.
That's what you need to circle, in due time. In due time. In due time. Come on here and talk back to me. In due time. In the proper time, at the right time. Oh. See how we have to overlook that? See, God, in other words, look at your neighbor and say, God got a time. And we want to operate in God's time. We want to operate in God's time. Come on here and talk back to me. Because see, when you get out of God's time and when you're operating outside of God, you're going to have a problem. I'm going to get to something. Y'all just hang on in there. Be sober. Then he turn around and say, be vigilant. Be alert. Be watchful. Be awake. For your adversary, or because. The reason I'm telling you to be sober. The reason let me back up. The reason I'm telling you to cast all your cares upon him. The reason I'm telling you to be sober. The reason I'm telling you to be vigilant is because your adversary. He didn't just generalize it. He said, your adversary. So he could have been talking to a million folks, but it's yours. That's your adversary. In other words, are y'all paying attention to me? In other words, he's not your friend. In other words, the devil is not your friend. I'm trying to help us. Because see, we see this stuff, it don't faze us. But I'm telling you to cast all your cares upon him. I'm telling you to be sober. I'm telling you to be vigilant. Because your adversary. It's your adversary. Your adversary. And so, in other words, you take it in person and say, that the devil is my adversary. The devil is my adversary. The devil is my enemy. The devil is against me. The devil is opposing me. Get what Jesus said about your adversary. He coming but to steal, to kill, and to destroy. Man, none of that. If that's what you're bringing, I don't want it. So if the devil is on the scene, He's doing one of three things, or all of them. He's stealing, he's killing, he's destroying. Anytime the devil comes and he discourages you, it destroys something in you. When the devil comes to you with doubt, it destroys something in you. It interferes with your walk and your relationship with God. In other words, God said it prohibits you to trust me. It interferes with your ability to trust me. That's why we have a problem with patience. We don't trust God. This is why we resort to doing things our way. Because we don't trust God. In other words, I trust him for a little while. No. No. You didn't trust him until in due season, in due time. But I waited patiently on the Lord. Is that what David said? And then he said, the Lord heard me. Man, I don't care what I was going through. I waited on it. It wasn't because everything was peaches and cream. Man, I was going through something. But he said, I waited on it. And guess where he brought him from? Out of a heart. He could have just said out of a pit. But David was putting a spin on it. So you can get an idea of the place I was in. You know horror stories. David said, he brought me out of a horrible pit. He brought me out of difficult circumstances and situations. God brought me out. But I'm trying to help us tonight. Be sober. Be vigilant. Because your adversary. And he didn't just put a comma. He didn't put a period after adversary. I want you to know who your adversary is. Your adversary, the devil. Watch this. He's as a roaring lion. And he walketh about seeking whom he may bless. The devil want to destroy you. The devil wanted to destroy you. The devil wanted to discourage you. And see, and a lot of us, oh God. And the devil is having himself a field day in our lives because we are not doing what we're supposed to do. Man, you know, it vexed me. Man, I know I be preaching good. I know I be teaching good. And then some of us can't stand from one day to the next. Can't stand from 1 week to the next. I just told you your adversary. And have you not read in Romans 6:16 to whom you yield your members to obey? That's whose servant you are. That one that you're obeying, that's your daddy. You can say glory all you want to, but you are not obeying God. You are not adhering to Scripture. This is why even in marriage we got to watch the devil. It ain't just for me to watch. It's for Sister Brenda to watch too. See, she got to know. 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 God, something come up. Get behind me, Satan. I ain't finna let you use me. I ain't finna yield to the devil. Your adversary. He's trying to seek whom he may devour. He's trying to destroy something that's solid. The devil is chipping away at it so that eventually it's going to fall. It's going to crumble. But this is the problem. We'll get to it in just a little bit. Y'all just bear with me. But he said, he come to verse 9 and said, whom resist steadfast in the faith. Resist him. Your adversary is going, the devil is going to come, but you resist him. You resist him so that you will be sound in the faith. You can't give in to the devil every now and then. You got to resist the devil all the time. Because that the devil sees that there's a weakness in you. Can I just teach it up in here? Listen. Ella Huntington, give me Job. The first chapter in the 6th through the 8th verse. Hold up. El Surge, give me Zechariah 3, the first 2 verses. And Brother Kelton, just give me Job 2, the first and second verse. Come on, read. Oh my God. They weren't going, they weren't going to the club. They were going, where were they going? They was going to worship. They was going to worship. They wasn't going over mama and them. They was going to present themselves before God. Read the book. Oh, no. I'm trying to tell you the devil goes to church. Yeah, y'all just say, well, I'm going to prove. The devil goes to church. The devil got dressed this evening and came to church. And so we came up in here, we neglected to do what Paul told us. The first thing he told us to do was be sober. And we come in here with junk on our mind. You come in here with your mind messed up. You come in here with your mind, oh my God. And therefore, it hinders, it blocks what God has for you. You put up, because he knows that what I'm preaching, you're going to offer resistance to. He knows that when this word is coming, that's going to help you. The devil is already fixing you so that you will offer resistance to what you need. Man, when things are started acting up, right before, it's Friday night. On Friday, we go to church, and so the devil start cutting up late that evening. The devil start messing with your mind, so your mind is no longer sober. And then you say, the devil is a lie. You ain't finna mess me up, and then you leave that messed up. You don't go home and go in the prayer, say, God, work on me. Lord, let me get in the right frame of mind. So that when this truth comes, this word that's coming to bless my soul, God, then it'll permeate my spirit and bless me. That I accept it and I don't reject it. Come on, hold on. What in the world are you doing up in here? Satan, what are you doing up in here? You know you've been kicked out. You don't even qualify to worship. And why are you up in here? He's coming to devour. The devil is coming to mess with you. That's why I'm coming up in here. But watch it, read. I just been walking up and down in the earth. I decided I'd come to church. I knew they were coming up here to worship. So I decided I'd just come on up in here with them. Read. Hold that right there. Elsa, just read. He showed me Joshua the high priest in the club standing before the angel of the Lord. In other words, in the presence of God. Read. Wait a minute. The devil, like he his right-hand man. The devil was standing on his right side. I'm going to hold his arms up. Help him praise him. What did he say? The devil come to church. He told us to resist steadfastly. We're supposed to resist the devil. But now the devil is doing the resistance. I came to oppose him. I came to restrict his worship. I came to restrict her worship. I ain't coming here because I want to praise God. I came in here to resist him. I didn't come for nothing, and I don't want him to get nothing. And so the devil don't mind you coming to church just as long as you don't get anything out of it. And that's why when we don't come in here being sober, when we don't come in here being vigilant, Paul gave us ammunition to let us know that our adversary, the devil, he is as a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour. The devil don't mean you any good. Finish up, Elder Surgeon. The Lord said, "You're welcome here, Satan." He resisted him. In other words, the Lord rebuked Satan, the Lord rebuked you. And that's the way we resist the devil. Say, the Lord rebuke you. When the devil is trying to bring impure thoughts, when the devil trying to create confusion, say, you know where it came from. You know where it came from. And you say, Satan, the Lord rebuke you. When something that they're saying things to upset you. And you're saying, Satan, the Lord rebuke you. Sometimes you have to tell the saints that. Because the devil used them too. I don't care if y'all don't ever learn. He that told you, get behind me, Satan. He wasn't talking to the devil, he was talking to Peter. Because he knew who was using Peter. That's good, Elder Church. Come on, let's Captain read.
Job chapter 2, verse 1. Again, there was a day when the sons of God came
devil came to present himself. When the sons of God came to present themselves, the devil came to. The devil came saying, glory. The devil come up here saying, I'm blessed and highly favored of the Lord. Read.
And the Lord said unto Satan, from which comest thou? And Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth.
I just been walking up and down the earth. And then I wound up in here. I'm trying to tell you, the devil comes to church when our minds are not sober. Y'all ain't saying nothing. Husband and wife, y'all the one bring the devil. Because y'all leave home raised in hell. Fussing. Over nothing. Little old penny ante mess. And so all you're doing is playing right into the devil's hand because he doesn't want you to receive anything. He don't want you to receive anything. Man, God, so therefore your mind can't be sober. Therefore, you're not vigilant because you didn't walk away from the situation and say, Satan, the Lord rebuke you. Get behind me, Satan. No, don't be caught. You the devil. I ain't the devil. I'm just rebuking that spirit. I know it ain't the Holy Ghost. I know it. I don't care what that. I know I'm saying to whom you yield your members to. That's whose servants you are to whom you obey. Are you manifesting the attributes of God or the attributes of the devil? God is not the author of confusion. Come on in and talk back to me. So if you yield yourself to the devil, Satan, the Lord rebuke you. I can just walk away and just say, Satan, the Lord rebuke you. I heard you calling me the devil, talking about Satan. I'm just rebuking the spirit. I know what the devil is trying to do. And then when you rebuke the devil, then the devil rabs some more. The devil ready to take it to the next level. Am I teaching good up here? Oh, oh, my God. Oh, my God. Somewhere in there says, submit to God. Resist the devil, and he'll flee. But if you entertain the devil going to hang around. And this thing just going to escalate. Come on and talk back to me. I tell you what, we need to talk, Bishop. You need to talk to Bishop. You need to talk to the Lord. Because Bishop is doing this talking right now. I'm telling you what you need to do. Submit to God. Resist the devil, and he'll flee. Well, y'all got to stop giving the audience to the devil. Come on, El Hunter, go back and read what you read. We getting to something now. Watch this now. Don't y'all forget that. From going to and fro the earth and walking up and down in it. Watch this. And the Lord said unto Satan, as thou considerest my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, and one that fears God and escheweth evil. Testify about him, God. Testify about him. Come on. Holy. Satan didn't say, who is Job? So while he was walking up and down in the earth, while he was walking up and down in the earth, he was going by Job's house. He was keeping tab on Job. I don't care what you say, God. You ain't telling me nothing I don't already know. And I know how you bless him. See, you left off that part, but I'm going to tell you, this is why he's serving you. I'm here tonight to tell you that the devil is keeping tab on you. The devil is watching you. The devil is watching you. Am I teaching good? The devil was keeping tab on Job. He was telling God, Job is persistent. He's consistent in his walk with you. Well, how you know? You know, God goes, how you know? I just told you, God, I've been walking up and down in the earth. I've been checking Job out. I've been after him. The devil is keeping tab on you. The devil is keeping tab on me. He just walking up and down there. He going where you go. I'm going where you go. Because I'm monitoring your every move. Because see, when I see how you move, then that'll fix it so how I'll move. Now watch this here. When the saints sleep, that's Satan prime time. While you sleeping, Satan say, oh yeah, I'm getting stirred up now. I can really walk up and down in the earth. And so when we start getting complacent in our walk, in our relationship with God, the devil knows. The devil know you have a spasm every now and then. He know you get stirred every now and then. And you want to pray regularly. Then you want to be, you stirred to go to church. You stirred to be at prayer. But oh my God. They're not praying like they used to. They're not studying like they used to. They are not dedicating. They are not consecrating their lives like they used to. The devil is keeping tab on you. The devil know when you're carnal. The devil know when you're strong. The devil know when you're weak. But see, he couldn't find no weak point in Job. But the devil know every one of our weak points. And that's why the devil attacking. Watch this here. Let me show you something. You think that on your phone you got pop-ups that come up on things that you want. Because they're keeping tab on you. They ain't finna send you no cigarettes. They're going to send you something that you like. Because they're keeping tab on whatever you do on that phone. They keeping tab on you. And so, and you think it's just a coincidence that it popped up. No. They're keeping tab on you. And so I'm trying to tell you tonight, the devil is keeping tab on you. Can I just see? Let me tell you something. This is why our membership at Kroger's. You got a Kroger card? You got a CVS card? They're keeping tab on everything that you buy. That's why they can spit out a coupon on something that you buy. Because they are keeping tab on you. Y'all didn't know that? You thought that for you get little perks and all that there. They keeping tab on you. Now I'm opening some of y'all eyes tonight. This is just not a coincidence. They're keeping tab on you. But I'm telling you tonight, the devil is keeping tab on you. The devil know all about you. The devil know your happiness. And we sitting around there like we just going to heaven. You ain't just going to heaven. The devil is planning and plotting when he gonna make his move. That's why the devil got you. He know how to push that button so you be yelling and screaming right before you come to church. The devil just get something started right before you come to church, get you all out of character. You all messed up. You all beside yourself. You can't, you're no longer sober. And the reason you're no longer sober, because you wasn't vigilant. You wasn't watching. You wasn't alert. The devil comes to church. I'm just trying to help us. Because we think that we got it made. The devil is not playing. Let me show you. The devil come to church. Give me Acts 20. Start at probably verse 7.
Acts 20, verse 7. And upon the first day of the week,
Yeah, that's it.
when the disciples came together to break bread.
Wait a minute. That sounds like what they were doing in Job. That sounds like what they were doing when they in Zechariah. When, you know when Joshua, the high priest, came. Man, when you come getting ready to worship, the devil come too. Watch this. Read.
Paul preached unto them, ready to depart on the morrow, and continued his speech until midnight. And there were many lights in the upper chamber where they were gathered together. And there sat at a window a certain young man named
Eutychus.
fallen unto a deep sleep.
Wait a minute. Well, he was up in the church. Read that again.
And there sat in a window a certain young man.
There sat in a window a certain young man, Eutychus. What happened?
Being fallen into a deep sleep.
Now he sat up in the church and went to sleep. No, he wasn't just, man, he had. Can I just teach a little bit? You know something about people that snore? It don't bother them. They sleep. And then you. It doesn't bother the one that's sleeping and doing all the snoring. Now, come on here, read the book. Paul, long preaching. He wouldn't have a sermon there. Paul was preaching through his what? Long preaching. Come on.
He sunk down with sleep and fell down from the third loft.
Oh no. He up in he not on the first floor. He's up in the third loft. And I thank God that we don't have a balcony. Bloop. You hear a thud. Boom. Come on here and read the book.
It was taken up dead. And Paul went down and fell on him, and embracing him said, trouble not yourself, for his life is in me. When he therefore was come up again, and had broken bread, and eaten, and talked a long while, even till break of day, so he departed. And they brought the young man alive, in was not a little comfort.
Wait a minute. Now, he that fell down dead. Paul stopped preaching, went raised him from the dead, and went back to start preaching. He went back to start preaching. Because I'm going to tell you something. Man, your head hit that back of that pew. Going to be a mess up in here. I'm trying to tell you, the devil goes to church. I'm not talking about things outside of the church. I'm talking about what goes on in the church. And this is how the devil doesn't mind your coming. The devil just don't want you to get nothing. I'm telling us tonight, because the devil trying to destroy us. Jesus admonished us in Matthew 13 about the sower. He said, while men slept. The enemy came in. No, forget about what he did. He came in. While men was not alert. While men was not watching. The enemy came in. And see, this is why how the devil deceives us when we can just miss church and it don't bother us. The devil got you. The devil working on you. Because see, somewhere in Psalm 122 and it said, I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord. And God, that you ought to be revved up. You ought to be excited, my God, to get to the house of God, because the devil is going to and fro the earth. I'm just walking up and down in the earth. I'm keeping tab on you. I'm keeping tab on you. The devil know you. You can come in here and shout glory all you want to. The devil said that ain't about nothing. Now, am I teaching good? And see, these are things that we don't consider, that the devil is luring us into a state of complacency. In other words, we stop watching. Now, let me read some things. The devil. The devil took Samson. Man, he told Delilah his heart. Man, she done played him. In Judges 16. Man, she got to him. She got to him. And the Bible says he told her his heart. All she wanted to know is where his strength lied, not because she loved him. I'm trying to make a payday. I'm trying to make a payday. Then when he slept with his head in her lap, she cut his hair. The strength wasn't in his hair. The strength was in him being a Nazarite. And that a razor was not supposed to pass upon his head. While he slept, with his head on her lap, she cut his hair. Now let's look at in 1 Samuel 26, it says, while Saul slept, David and the others entered into the camp. And they took his spear, his blaster. They took it and then took and cut a piece of his garment while he slept. He didn't know what was going on. So David get on the other side, then he wake him up. He said, Joel, God ought to kill you. Because you're not protecting the Lord's anointing. While he slept. While he slept. While he wasn't alert. While he wasn't paying attention. And this is why we have so much struggle in our walk and our relationship with God. Because we are not paying attention. See, I'm opening some eyes tonight because the devil is keeping tab on you. I'm trying to help us. You know, there's things that, you know, that happen on the job, you get irritated. Don't take that mess home. Ride around the block a few times. Ride around the block a few times, because see, when I want to step in there, I don't want, if my wife, if she happy, I don't want to kill her spirit. Because she going to get concerned when she see me concerned. What's wrong with you? What's going on with you? And then, and I don't care, it's like, oh, nothing. Oh, yeah, it's something. Oh, yeah, it's something. And then she get concerned. Then you get agitated to her because you don't want to talk about it and she pressing you. Well, man, you just go around the block. Drive until you're sober. Drive until you're sober. I'm just trying to help us. I'm just trying to help us because our adversary, the devil, is going to and fro the earth, seeking whom he may devour. If you don't get nothing else out of what I'm saying tonight, I want you to be mindful that the devil is keeping tab on you. The devil, I know all about you. The devil didn't ask, when God said, have you considered my servant Job? The devil took off. See, God, you didn't mention all these qualities, but I'm going to tell you the real reason why he served you. The real reason, you know, there's none like him in all the earth. Now, I'm going to tell you the real reason he do all this stuff. I'm going to tell you the real reason he's perfect and upright. Because see, the thing about it, you done blessed it. You got that hedge around it. But I tell you what, you take that hedge from around him, I'll make him curse you to your face. The devil is keeping tab on you. And it's sad when the devil's on your job. They know you're not living up to the standards. They know that you're one way at church and then you're another way on the job. I'm talking about that devil that's your, you know, y'all work for the same folk. Y'all work side by side, but they don't see the holiness. 'Cause, 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 'cause Our adversary, the devil, is going to and fro the earth, seeking him whom he may devour. Give me Mark 13, verse 34 through the 37th verse. And we're going to try to close it out there. Mark 13.
Mark 13,
34.
34. For the Son of Man is a man taking a far journey, who left his house and gave authority to his servants, and to every man his work, and commanded the power to watch.
He's commanded to do what? We're commanded to do what?
Watch.
Oh, to watch. Okay.
Watch ye therefore,
Watch ye therefore.
for ye know not when the master of the house comes,
We don't know when he's going to come.
at evening or at midnight,
We don't know.
or at the cock crowing, or in the morning. These coming suddenly and find you sleep.
Wait, he going to come when?
Suddenly.
He going to come suddenly. You won't have time to get ready because he's coming suddenly. He's coming suddenly. In other words, he's going to catch us with our works undone. We better examine our walk and our relationship with God. And look what it said. He coming suddenly, unexpectedly. At the time that we don't expect him, that's when he's going to show up. And this is why, you know, we don't want what happened in Matthew 25, the first 10 or 11 verses that at midnight. Man, these 10 virgins, all of them had everything to gain. Eternal life. And then you get ever so close, and then you come up short. Everything to gain, if we stay consistent or persistent. But everything to lose when we find ourselves getting complacent. Man, we ought to be excited about living holy. We ought to be excited about living righteous and godly in this present world. That should be an excitement. Don't worry about what people feel or what they think. You can't serve. You can't live holy. Sad. You know the joy of the Lord is your strength. Living holy, man, I ought to bring joy. And I got strength to do what God's word is requiring of me. In such an hour that you think now. He's coming back. What did he tell us? Come on.
Verse 36. These coming suddenly and find you sleep.
Uh-oh.
And what I say unto you, I say unto all. Watch.
Well, give me that 37th verse. That last one, he told us to do what? We got to be alert. We must be alert. We got to be paying attention. We got to be mindful of our walk and our relationship with God. The service that we're rendering unto God, it must be our very best. Don't take nothing for granted. What this Tuesday night for prayer. What this Wednesday night Bible study. What like it's Friday night as tonight. Or is it Sunday morning and for a Sunday school, for prayer and Sunday school and then worship service and then Sunday evening worship service. Man, we need it all. You know why? Because our adversary. He's walking to and fro the earth, seeking whom he may devour. Let us stand. Every head bowed. Tonight I'm looking at me. I'm examining my walk and my relationship with God. Since we know tonight that Satan is keeping tab on us, what do the devil see? Where are we getting complacent in our relationship with God? Does the devil see, as he see Job, that we are persistent, that we consistent? Man, we are fighting. We made up our mind that we're not going to let anything separate us from the love of God. And then day in and day out, our lifestyle is constant. We are consistent in our relationship with God. Father, tonight we love you. And we praise you tonight. Lord, once again, thank you for being mindful of us. Lord, that we will not take our walk and our relationship with you for granted. Our adversary is trying to destroy us. Our adversary is trying to discourage us. Our adversary wants us to get complacent. He wants us to serve God half-heartedly. But God, it was you that said, if we seek after you and search after you with our whole heart, then shall we find you. God, let the service that we render unto you be with our whole heart. Father, move in this place. Touch us one by one, name by name. Mold us and make us. Strengthen us and stir us, oh God. Lord, help us to be alert. Help us to be sober. Help us to be vigilant in our walk, in our relationship with you, oh God. You told us to watch. Lord, we don't want to come up short. We don't want to come up short. Tonight, God, touch us one by one, name by name. Every need be supplied. Touch the threefold man, body, soul, and spirit, oh God. And Father, tonight we do bless you. We do magnify you. We glorify you. We give you all of the praise. We give you all of the honor. We give you all